All right. It is Wednesday night. Welcome back, everybody. You've obviously got myself and Bilza in the chat. For those that are just rolling in, a few that were waiting for us to hit the go live button, we were a minute late, so don't hold us against this. Tonight, we do have some special guests, and it's a first for us. It's a first. We normally get all the Australian Lego Masters guests in. As we all know, Lego Masters is worldwide. And, as much as we like to give them more shit and give them a bit of cheek, New Zealand Lego Masters season themselves, they are right in the thick of it. And lucky enough to be on the show with us tonight, we've got Amy and Adam. Welcome, guys. Thank you.
Yeah, hey, guys.
Very, very exciting. I guess, it just took you, 4 years to catch up and finally get a show of your own?
I know. It's because we've watched so much of we've watched every season of the Australian one, and every time you're watching it, you're thinking, oh, if they did New Zealand one, we'd be, be right in there.
I can build like that.
Once they did the auditions, we were straight in.
Big shout out to Dan. Dan and his crew just raided in. 58 extra people just jumped on top. So welcome everybody from Dan and all the Kiwis over there. For those that just missed my intro, we do have our first Kiwi guests here. Amy and Adam, they are a part of Lego Masters in New Zealand. And if Dan is still up for it, Dan's got the invite. So Dan might pop in and, we might lose them in translation, but, we'll be right. I'm sure we can work it out.
We need subtitles.
Yeah, we might do.
Mate, Brickles is a half Kiwi, half Aussie. Finally, some decent builders on the show. Get out of here. What are you talking about? Toe Jam Bob, I just pitched the idea of Lego Masters AU versus NZ. Mate, they wouldn't have a chance. And don't you realize, in the Australian one, it's the New Zealand Lego Masters are the ones cleaning up the brick pit. It's just, G'day, Dan.
Speaking of Dan the man, how are you? Muted.
Your mic.
Muted.
Pro streamer.
Muted for good reason.
Pro streamer. So, hey, how's everybody going? Billsy, who are these people?
Mate, these are, I don't know if you seen the show, the sheep loving. No, actually, these guys are the ones that actually built something for, good respect for some Australian,
Yeah, so they could smash it in the nuts with a ball. Best thing ever.
We will get there. We will get there. I've got a few of the photos lined up, and lucky enough, we'll talk through some of the builds and that. But it's just, more. I guess we're just talking about the whole, finally, and we talked about it with you, Dan. New Zealand finally did get that Lego Masters thing, and I'm slowly catching up and watching it, and you can see that it's a fresh show. It's not, up there top level polish, but what you guys are building is.
What are you talking about?
And look at your brick kit. One of your walls are blank.
It is like a poorer Kiwi custom version, but it's good.
You guys
it's
are just jealous because we built better than you.
You know what? But hey, no, your credit, your season one at the moment, like I said, I think I've only just tapped into episode 4 for myself. Episode 6 is what you guys are obviously aired over there. Your builds are insane. Your builds hands down for season 1 comparison, hands down better. No question. But I think, and we'll get to it. We'll talk about it soon. The way that your smashed season was smashing the too cliche.
Oh. Hey, Amy and Adam, I'm just going to point it out that for 2 years I've been on the show and we've never outnumbered these bastards. There's 3 of us tonight. There's 3 of us. Don't hold back.
There's 4.
Don't hold back. Yeah. Yeah,
Amy has Star Wars Lego, so she's cool. Yeah, and the other thing, Amy, is I'm anti-Star Wars.
Definitely mine. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm very anti-Star Wars.
Ask her to point out which ones are the Star Wars ones.
Yeah. Awesome.
The panels, yeah, right.
The one with the red wings, that's from Star Wars, right? The fire dragon, yeah.
It's all the boring grey stuff. That's how you know when it's Star Wars. Boring and grey.
Oh, actually, yeah, Grogu's mine. I do have Star Wars Lego.
There you go.
Oh, there you go.
That's how you get women into Star Wars.
With babies.
The gateway.
Freaking awesome. Now, let's go ahead first, and obviously Dan, you're going to be our panel expert as well with the guys, and I guess we're going to shoot questions to you, Dan, as well, because we never really got to talk about builds and episodes, but we're not going to talk about your builds.
We'll talk about mine another time. This is Amy and Adams, man.
100%. I've got you, and I've actually asked the powers that I'm saving you for last, so we can leave on an explosion of a note. So let's do it. First episode for you guys. Now I can't pronounce it. How did you pronounce? The episode was I've got it written down here. Archipelago. Is that
Archipelago? Yeah.
Archipelago. Okay.
So it was a play on the word archipelago.
Yes.
Which is a group of islands.
And I tried to understand
uneducated
when Guy was
Australian.
doing it, and I couldn't. It's just that whole, archipelago. I just lost my tongue. So
archipelago, mate.
The okay. Group of islands.
Why do you have
to be so difficult?
With that as well, didn't they? The hosts.
Well,
I think Guy had to have it explained to him.
All right, so jumping into it, this is what you guys obviously come up with. You guys built the and let's go back to what we were saying before. You're jumping into building, and all of you guys building the Legos and what you all built for first season, first episode. Not bad, not bloody bad at all. Coming up,
I tell you, it was a huge relief as well, because coming in with nothing, you've got no idea. I mean, we all had in the back of our minds that it could have been absolutely rubbish, which would have been a disaster having an amazing Australian series right next door. If ours had been significantly below that standard, it would have stood out like a sore thumb.
It would have been canned.
Well, yeah, that as well.
I mean, but you got to realize as well, you guys weren't picked to put on the show because you're building sets. You know what I mean?
That's right.
Yeah.
So you're there for a reason. And back in the day, I come over to New Zealand, went to a show up at Palmy with Dan, and
when we were real desperate.
Yeah, mate, I still came. And you guys know how to build, so you can't, don't knock yourself down too much. But give us a rundown on what your build was here and why you went with this one.
This was tricky, wasn't it? What did they give us for the brief?
So it needed to be a tourist destination. That's the rough idea.
Yeah. So I mean, from the start, we're thinking of places where we'd like to go. And the first thing I thought of when I heard tourist destination was an island with monkey butlers.
Yeah. But
Simpsons reference there. Monkey butlers, that was the first thing that came to mind. And then we realized that it wasn't a great monkey selection.
The monkeys in the brick pit weren't posable, so we had to move along.
It's like, what else can we make a butler? And sheep butlers weren't really doing it either.
So, anyhow,
don't give them sheep ammunition.
Yeah.
So what we can see there is it's about half done. So we went with friendly crocodiles. They serve drinks on their back. They wander around. People can pet them. People can have photos with them. Yeah. Yeah.
I thought there's potential for a lot of little stories.
Yep.
I'm just kind of scrolling through because the first episode. So obviously we got the media, the photos, but the first episode, there's heaps of photos. They smashed me with photos from all the first, but just picking through them is kind of like I'm sure I'll find a photo of it shortly. But episode 2 is always my favorite, and we're going to go into it now. Is always my favorite. On any episode, on any Lego Masters, is the smashing one. We got to smash and drop stuff off. I think like a 10-meter crane and blow up through dynamite and gel. They've had.
I remember now.
Yeah. So and every episode, every country's done it different. Everyone's done it really, really cool. Now let me show you something. Right, this is what I got. So episode 2 promo photos. Here you go, Billsy. Here's the promo shots from the episode 2. I got 37 photos. How am I supposed to talk about an explosion episode and get all these
Did
shots?
you get some these from Guy by any chance?
Is that all you got?
Oh, if I scroll up, I've got a few pretty photos of the teams, but literally not one photo
of Lego.
of anything
Yeah.
exploding.
You know,
no Lego.
Missing
And what
component
photo
here.
of the guy?
Isn't it?
Yeah. Do you know why? I can tell you why.
Yeah.
It's because they had a TVNZ photographer came to do publicity shots when they felt like it. They weren't actually there doing shots of the models themselves or anything else because that was all going to be on TV. So they only came along every now and then between episodes or whatever, and they literally just took shots that they were going to use in their publicity campaign. Don't worry, we were disappointed too when we got that file.
I can imagine. Whippy, what do you, kangaroo budgie smugglers? Yes. So we're going to dip into that in a sec. Brent, I see upgraded from shirtless boys on Instagram. Yeah, to now Kiwi comedians in cricket wear. I'm upgrading. So these guys, Amy and Adam, built a. So what to run? I guess the theme of the episode down was each team got a country that played cricket. It was a very cricket heavy theme. I think that even the episode was called Bowled Over or Bowled Out or something like that.
Yep, Bowled Over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was to smash the Lego, like we all know, make it look pretty in slow motion, that whole effect and twinkle and all that kind of stuff. And you had to build something very themed heavy, and every other team got different countries, and we'll talk about that when we get them on the show. Amy and Adam got Australia, and Australia. And
Australia, mate.
Yeah,
Australia.
they said that on the show. I watched it.
We certainly did.
We did, yeah.
You already saw the
So they went for typical Aussie kangaroo, sitting back. As you can see, it's got the thongs, not the jandals. The Barbie, the laid back, the drink, the surfboard, and of course, bright yellow budgie smugglers. Like, what a picture. Like, you could not have, the only other thing you could, if you were to change it, would be a koala versus kangaroo. Other than that, nailed it. Like, absolutely freaking awesome. And then, so to give context on how it smashed, the cricket ball literally went straight for the balls of the kangaroo. Like, it did not miss. It was like a proper.
I should point out that wasn't our fault. We got given the guideline that we had, I think, 30 centimeters above the base.
The table, yeah.
So I'd aimed right for the chest. I thought that's where it's going to go. And they looked at the model and thought, you know what, we're going to lower that a couple of inches. Fair enough too. If I was in charge of the cannon, I would have done exactly the same thing.
Now, for those, I just also a message on the other that wanted to watch it. You can go. It is on TVNZ. It won't work. So all you Kiwis that are in the chat, it will work for you guys, obviously. For those in Australia, just go find a free VPN. It's not hard to get, not hard to find. Someone's on Reddit is linking it as well, so it's pretty easy to find. It's worth watching. It's not as slow and as boring as we all kind of assumed, or I assumed especially it was going to be. They have been good episodes. They are good. They are good.
It's better than a lot of the European ones. It is really good. I'm enjoying it.
Well, it's far better.
Well.
Yeah, it's far better than season 1 of Australia. That was fucking debauchery.
It's like fully sick, bro.
It's fully sick.
It is good. It's not bad. And you know what? Di and Robin, they work well. They work well together. It's good. It's not bad. For those that that have watched, that haven't watched the show yet, Robin Sather.
You really did your homework on this one, didn't you, Bill?
Mate, you don't understand, mate. The things I do behind the scenes.
It's so much something that works.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Bloody
it is definitely
hell.
better than US Masters. The only reason I keep getting his name wrong is because I get him mixed up with the bloke that does the statues.
Bloke that does the statues.
No, the Lego dude that does the statues in the States, does the museum stuff. Nathan Sawyer.
Nathan Sawyer.
So yeah, I get the Sawyer.
How?
Because it's just come on,
Very,
man.
very similar names. Yeah.
Fine.
Yeah, Nathan Sawyer, Robin Sather. Yep.
For me, all right. I just call him Robin. I got Robin right. That's enough. He's a what's the fancy name for him? The
Certified professional.
That's it. Certified
LCP.
LCP.
Yep.
That's it. LCP. Yeah, it is better than the Will Archer. Don't give me that side, Dan. Just because you know.
Yeah.
This
Don't be
is
like
worse
that.
than the Woman's Day interview.
Best in the Southern Hemisphere.
Get out
High
of here.
praise.
Get out of here. All right. Let's move on past Die. Let's go into episode 3.
Hang on. You've got to go back to episode 2 with the kangaroo
All
and
right.
give Amy and Adam a big congratulations for smashing this thing in the balls. They got the win. And it was fully deserved. There was no other model there that smashed as well as this getting hit in the
love you,
nuts.
Dad.
Yeah.
It was perfect. And the thing is, Amy needs to tell you about the cricket ball reference as well, because that was one of the best gags on the build.
Oh, it's what you can't see. Just to the right of the picture, you can see a wee red ball. It's just got a tiny wee piece of sandpaper beside it. You probably can't see in this photo.
Yeah. And to be fair, they did consider bowling at underarm as well.
That came up.
That was actually in the show, wasn't
A
it?
lot came up.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
That went to air the underarm bowling call.
Yeah.
But, it played well. You can't knock any of the teams. You all did well, but yeah, that one, the ball smash and the way it just all broke and literally crumbled.
Cricket ball to the balls, can't
Yeah.
lose.
No,
it was good to
Making
watch.
things structurally sound isn't my strength, so this is really my challenge. I make something and it falls over if I look at it too intensely. So this was.
Well, if you think about it, I think they said it on your one, or they might have said it on the Australia one. It's harder to build weak than it is to smash stuff together.
Oh, not for me. Not for me. I'm a natural.
No, but it's harder to deliberately build weak.
Yeah.
That's when you build stronger than you want to.
Got a question for you, Adam. What if, obviously, you kind of you go in, you don't know what the challenge is going to be, but past experience tells you you're going to have certain builds and challenges that might dance around. Thing. So if you were to have a smash challenge, what or how would have you liked, or have you seen another challenge that they smashed a different way other than a cricket ball to the balls? Is there a drop one, an explosion one, on the rails and let's fly into a brick wall? I
quite like the explosion ones, to be honest. I don't know how they do it, like where they rig it up with explosions, where they tell you beforehand, but that looked fun.
Even looking now at your kangaroo, if that blue box under there was like an explosive and it shot hard compressed air explosions up, that would have even been a winner as a build as well. Yeah. It's just, I found it very funny. We G Dan up all the time about Kiwis and Kiwi stuff, and literally you're 2 seasons in on Lego Masters New Zealand and you're already playing the cricket. Like, mate.
Well,
as if the show didn't pay itself out.
I mean, what else were we going to do, really?
We were so lucky because we had full license to really just take the piss.
I tell you, that was a.
Dan and Johnny, you guys did.
It was a tough. It was a tough episode for some teams because you got randomly assigned Australia, New Zealand, and England, which is fairly easy.
Yep.
And then India, South Africa, and Canada.
Mate, Canada, I saw the same thing, like Canada, wow, yeah.
Like, what do you do? So there was it felt like there were 2 tiers in terms of easy and hard.
Yeah,
there was a big gap between them. So we felt very lucky there.
How many ideas did you jump through before you come up with the kangaroo?
We landed on it pretty quickly.
I think, it was Adam's first idea. I wanted to go with the whole down under theme, which was going to be really structurally unsound, I'm sure, because I was wanting to put kind of the bottom half of the globe and have it be smashed, but have it be propped up on something and Australian stuff coming off the bottom of it.
Yeah, no, I think you done well choosing the kangaroo.
It looked tricky. I got to Amy's idea and I'm thinking that sounds so difficult. So then I was like, what's something really easy instead?
Yeah.
Oh, so no, that doesn't make sense. So half a globe sphere sounds difficult. Let's build a kangaroo with all this extra stuff instead, because that sounds easier.
Yeah. Knowing what I know now.
Too bloody good. Too good. All right.
A few cameraman cops with Adam's stress on that.
I tell you, I hated kangaroos by the end of that build. It frustrated me so much. If there'd have been a live kangaroo walking past, would have gotten.
Hey, I just looked back at that photo. Does your kangaroo have nipples?
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Well, they
funny.
do, don't they?
Do they?
I don't know. I assume so.
They must.
I don't know.
It's a mammal.
That is funny.
It's
Budgie
It's the
smugglers and
little
nipples.
detail,
Go New
it's the little
Zealand.
details that make it. If there weren't nipples there, you would have looked at it and gone, "That's not a kangaroo. No nipples."
They're in their pouch. There you go.
Yeah, I would
in
have
their
thought
pouch.
that been.
It makes a
Yeah.
lot of sense.
Oh, they're in the pouch. Yeah, that makes a lot of
It
sense.
really does.
now.
I'm
Yes.
trying.
Well,
I'm thinking-
that's like the nursery, isn't it?
Misplaced nipples.
Well, I mean,
Good
you know,
thing
you've got your little singlet with the
Right.
pouch
Yeah.
reference there, so it's sweet. It works. I mean,
feel like that
you know,
was-
you're not looking for the
No,
pouch in
That
that
was
kangaroo.
that was a beer
You're
gut,
straight.
actually.
Yeah, you're going straight for the bright budgie smuggler right in your face. All right, now cut in half build. Let's roll into this one.
Yeah, they're always good.
Cut in half builds, are definitely one of the best. I mean, I got a push bike when I did my one. You
That's
guys
right.
clearly got
I remember that.
the lawnmower. And the best part about this one is when I watched this episode, you could tell that straight away that, you know, Robin was like, don't build the other half. Don't build the other half. Don't build the other half. And then straight away you guys like, oh, we're going to continue on with the lawnmower. And it was like, they're going to use you as the hook for this episode for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we I don't feel like our advantage was really
Oh.
I don't think we really
There have been
best.
some really, really good advantages.
So
as
let's
the season
talk about that.
progresses,
So you
but-
guys won with the kangaroo, and then you won
Yeah.
and got the advantage. So explain to us what the advantage was.
So the advantage, the first bit, we got to choose first, which was like, yeah, okay, that's pretty cool. But then we had to choose for everybody else and assign everybody else their objects. And we had like a minute to think about it. And I almost had a stress breakdown.
So what was there? There was obviously the lawnmower. There was a half a car.
There was barbecue, half a barbecue, suitcase,
A globe.
half a globe,
Oh, yeah.
and the drum. Snare
The drum. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Emery's, you are right. 100%. It is a really good advantage. But if you only got a minute, you're just worried about what you can build, and then you think, oh yeah, that one's going to be good. How can I build? And then you're just worried about what you're going to build. Oh, by the way, you got to pick what these guys need to do now.
It's tricky as well. If someone gives you something, then you're like, okay, I just got to think of a number of ideas.
Yeah.
Pick the one that's best. But if you've got 6 to choose from, you've got to come up with a number of ideas for each one, and then pick which object has the best selection of ideas. I started over.
Here's the situation for you. You know, you're 3 episodes deep now. You've got the power brick, I think they called it. And
no,
you
we
know,
don't have that, but just advantage.
We
So I guess so. Yeah, you got the advantage. Why did you? Okay. If you go on to choose, you know, you've got to choose, say, Dan's team or whatever other team that got to choose one. Episode 3 is a family now. You've known each other for more than 5 minutes. Are you still playing the game, or you're like, oh no, Dan can probably build better with that? You know, we'll help them out because they're good with that, or you know.
No, I think Amy was trying to be nice.
Adam was.
I was
ruthless.
looking at it going, that suitcase, that's going to be the hardest one. I'll give it to Dan. He's an arsehole. And just going through, you know, each one thinking, right, who's going to hate this the most?
I feel like Dan, you asked for the suitcase, didn't you?
Yeah, we did actually. We sort of might have whispered that a little bit out loud because that was what Jono wanted. And then, yeah, we all saw how that turned out.
Well, yeah, that'd be a very good talking point when we interview you. So that's we can go.
It turned out fine. No, but it's tricky. I mean, at the end of the day, I think any of those teams could have done well with any of those objects. So it was kind of a bit.
No, we didn't want the lawnmower. We were all surprised. Well, okay, when I say we, I mean Jono and I, and I think Andrew and Georgie were really, really not wanting the lawnmower. I was just like, not the lawnmower, not the lawnmower, not the lawnmower. And then you picked the lawnmower, and I'm like, oh, hallelujah.
It was like 10 minutes in, Robin comes over to us and said, when we were talking about this in the studio, we thought, oh, the lawnmower's going to be horrible. No one's going to pick that. And I'm starting to think, what have we done? What have we done?
How's that though? The one they think everyone's horrible and you pick it as your favored one.
It just goes, I make great decisions under pressure.
Well, I mean, that's what it is too. Not everybody knows that, it is hardcore, high pressure. Until you're there, you don't know. And, we hear the same story over and over again, but it's just that, and we brought it out, a few times. It's the whole of the hindsight of, oh, why didn't we do that? And why didn't we do this? And I'm about to bring up a photo, and we'll talk about why and the story you went with for this one. But I'm about to bring up a photo, and I think, Amy, you said it in the voiceover interviews. Oh, that was a good idea. Why didn't we think of that? So hold on. Let me bring up the photo, and I'll explain it, and I'll show them.
There's a lot that I would do different on this one.
So,
having said that, it was an elimination and we didn't go home. So there's only so many.
So they obviously built, they got the half of the lawnmower, and I guess, I'll let you guys explain to it what the that little white thing won't disappear. What was your story? What was your build? What did you go for?
So the idea was that we'd have a whole bunch of insects that are attacking this lawnmower and taking it apart, which explains why it's half a lawnmower. So they're pulling bits off, they're siphoning out the gas. So the idea was that we'd have a lot of little stories. I had the lawnmower blade still coming out and have it sort of oscillating back and forth with a few bugs trying to hold it back. So that was generally the story.
Well, yeah, I don't have clips of it, and if I play clips, I'll probably get copyrighted. But there in the middle, just where you can see this cog under the lady beetle, that does go back and forward with, like you said, with the bugs. It's got full movement, does look cool. And I think the wheels and the chains moved as well.
Yeah.
Now let's talk about hindsight and this dude, the gnome.
Yeah.
That wasn't part of the original idea as well.
Well, it was. We got the lawnmower and we said we'll have to make a gnome, and then we forgot instantly.
Did we?
And Robin sort of asked for more partway through the challenge. We were like, oh, no.
Well, halfway through, he came over and said, look at the other tables. And everybody had something really big and attention grabbing. And ours was really small. So it's like, oh, we need some kind of a big object to grab the attention. So
yeah. But
we went with the gnome.
The real issue with it, though, was that the handlebars, we could have actually attached that gnome to the handlebars, had him holding on, going, stop it.
It would have looked so much better.
It just never occurred to us. And as soon as he said it, I was like, oh.
Tell you what, though, that gnome gave me so much stress because I make things hollow and weak and flimsy. And if you sneeze, they fall apart. Amy made the gnome and she made it as solid as a brick.
Oh, there was no cavity.
It was completely solid. And then handed it to me and said, attach it here. And there was this tiny little point. We were balancing it off. So we actually finished quite early on this one. And I spent the last 20 minutes just standing like this behind the gnome because I was expecting it to fall over.
Wow.
Yeah, it's. I mean, overall, like you say, it does look like a really, really good build. But like you and another team we can talk about later, he definitely went heavy on you built the same. You just extended what it was. You didn't go imagination.
I think we shot ourselves in the foot by the base of it. We've done it in a circle, which kind of maintains the shape of the lawnmower.
Yes, yeah.
And in hindsight, if I made that like maybe twice as big out of it, it wouldn't look like the other half of the lawnmower.
And you know what? Like job interviews, like everything else, what if I done this? I could have done that. Why didn't I do this?
Yeah.
Hindsight's a wonderful thing. But like you said, at the end of the day, it got you through, and that's all that matters. I think the biggest letdown was that the gnome didn't have nipples, personally.
Well, that's because Amy made it.
That's my bad.
See, when I'm making a character, I start with the nipples.
Well, there you go.
So yeah, if I'd have made it, it would have definitely had nipples.
Yeah, so we need Adam on every week.
I got to say though, during that episode, when they called the top two, and then they called the next two, and it was us and Amy and Adam. I'm pretty sure we all thought we were in the bottom fucking two, man. And there was some
what?
pretty heart sinking thing.
And then they called the losers. So we
You
stepped
can
up.
kind of tell that on your faces as well. When
Oh yeah,
yeah.
we were all like, "What the
I
hell?
I
Really?"
thought Jono and Dan's was amazing. So I
Yeah,
looked over
like,
at that and
that's-
said, well, we should just walk out the door. Yeah, I was convinced we were gone.
And to be honest,
that-
all I
you know-
think was like I took 6 weeks off work. We can't be done now.
Yeah. And we're thinking, what if we just don't go? You know, what are they going to do? Cool. Have a sit. Yeah.
Dude, I thought Kiwis use sheep to mow the lawns. Yeah, that's why they didn't win that episode. It was the wrong machine.
Yeah, we do use sheep to mow the lawns. We just don't follow them as closely as you do.
Oh. Dezel at home thinking that as well. Yeah, and the way that especially when you're watching it back, obviously different when you're on set, but the way that they played it back, it's like, oh, really? I kind of, but then that episode, Robin obviously went hard on, this was the brief, at least you kind of made the brief work where the team that, we'll talk about them later. I feel he's a bit more to the point than our Brickman. Like he tells you how it is more than kind of being a happy fluff around, the answer. It just, I feel he's more,
He's a really, really nice guy. But in that particular episode, it must have been really tough because all of the builds were really good. So I think that's why he focused on the brief, because he had to, because they were all quality.
Yeah, there was only one team who weren't absolutely packing themselves at the end of that when it came to elimination. We all thought we were going
It was
home.
so horribly stressful. And that period between when they say, right, your time's up, bricks down, and when you find out who's going home, is a long period of time.
Oh, it only felt like 5 minutes to me. On the,
and you just got that time to just sit there and stew.
Yeah.
And
It was a very quiet time in the green room.
Wait until you get called back in. Then you get called back and the teams get judged one at a time, where everybody else is staying off camera and going, oh, gosh, going to be.
Now, I legitimately don't have any photos, and I'm not going to play the episode. Episode 4, the bridge one. Now, to give it a rundown, I guess, for those that are watching that weren't in New Zealand, again, taken, another well-liked, well-loved challenge is the bridge episodes. This time, though, they had to build the bridge, and then you were weighted downwards from the bottom. Correctly? Is that pretty much?
That's right.
It was a bungee weight. So they attached the weight in the center of the bridge.
Yep.
Let it go. So not only did it drop, you had that sudden pull, but also it bounced as well.
Yeah.
So
and to make it more complicated, we weren't allowed to anchor it to the sides, to the abutments. So it was just sitting there.
Yeah.
Wow.
And it was only allowed to be what was it? 16 studs wide. 15 studs wide. So you couldn't, even though the abutment gap was 15 studs or 8 or 16 studs, you couldn't really bulk out the sides of the bridge. Maximum width was 15 studs. Anything on the outside of that had to be non-structural.
So I'm literally going, there's 179 photos in this album, and for you guys,
are any of them Lego?
All of 2 bridges, yeah.
Lots of Glenn, lots of Jake, lots of Amy. Andrew and Georgie.
Somebody else's bridge. Yeah.
I mean, I got some cool shots of everybody walking out, and again, another 4,000 photos of Di. But it's,
I tell you what, I have one photo which I can kind of hold to the camera, and it's not even a good one. It's like it's us. It's not good.
It's pretty shit.
Hey, see, what's funny? See that blue light? I don't know if you guys noticed, and someone brought it up on Reddit too, that that blue light plays heavy on all of your hero shots.
Yeah, it does. It doesn't bring out the best of them.
Some does, but
If you've made something that's blue, maybe.
Of course, we didn't know any different at the time. We just thought, that's what you do. But
question in the chat: where was it, Andy? What was your favorite moment in the whole show? I know it's a put on the spot question, and it is what it is, but
Oh no, I think my favorite moment was when Dan got Smudge. I mean, adding Smudge to our family and having the help that Dan needed.
That was was a real tear-jerk moment. Seeing that unfold. That was,
and she helped all of us. Like having her around.
I'm not a dog person, but Smudge is a lovely dog.
So for those that don't know, Dan, had Smudge, obviously, his support dog on set, but we'll go to Dan when we chat with Dan. We'll kiss his ass when it's his turn. This is all about you guys.
Actually, one of my favorite moments of the show was immediately after the first build, because there's just such a sense of relief when you step back and go, oh yeah, we've made something and it's not shit. Because up until that point, you've got it in the back of your head because you don't know. I mean, we've never really made anything of scale before.
No.
So there was, until it happens, there's always the potential that you're going to be just rubbish. And you don't know until it happens. And then you're just like, oh, because at that point, whatever else happens for the show, you can look back and say, well, we made something good.
Well, it's funny you say that. I think it was in episode, was it 4 or 5 that someone made the reference? Oh, it could have been Jono. You said you mentioned the scale, and they brought the scale. I'm like,
that was Jono. Yeah.
That was Jono.
Yeah.
Got him.
Yeah.
Desalast, do you guys display at shows?
No,
that we never have.
We are very much sit cross-legged on the floor with a bucket of mixed Lego people. So we're changing that now, and we're starting to buy a lot. And we're working on something for the Christchurch Brick Show.
Awesome.
But yeah,
it's weird. This is a world that I didn't even know existed. I was saying to someone the other day that, even 2 years ago, if you'd mentioned lug to me, I would have thought you were wanting to move something heavy. I didn't know. I didn't know any of the acronyms. I didn't know any of the stuff. We'd go to brick shows occasionally, look around and go, that's amazing. I could never do that. And here we are. It's weird.
And then now you're going to be that guy with the party shirt at every Lego show.
Yep.
I'm a bit nervous because we're building something for the brick show, but people are going to be expecting it to be good, which I'm not comfortable with that level of expectation.
But we have to pay for the bricks ourselves. We don't actually have unlimited
bricks. I went into Toy World the other day and I said, do you know who I am? And they didn't.
You're pulling that card already. I love it.
I was pulling that card before we'd started filming. Do you know who I'm going to be?
Actually, we were in Toy World we're buying Lego, and he's like, "Shall we tell them our exciting news?"
I might just raise this purchase.
Yeah, no, it's and obviously news, especially the New Zealand, the Lego community over there is tight, and everybody would have their first season. Everybody's going to be glued to every single one of you. So, that show, that first, I'm guessing Christchurch is your next big show over there. Yeah, you'll realize, holy shit, people actually watched it. You remember that, and the questions are like, you get the generic, did you really build this long? Did you really do that? But some of the weird questions you're going to get is like, did I do that? Did I say that? Did I really, So it's
16 minutes in episode 3, you said.
There is an element. I just got back from a Lego show on the weekend, man, and I just got hammered all weekend from people. And I can't wait for you guys to experience it at Christchurch, man, because you're just going to be like, oh, we just did this little thing, and you go and you see the people and what they say and the feedback and the positivity around it. It's freaking mind blowing. And
you know what you guys need to build? A kangaroo budgie smugglers and take it to the shows.
You definitely need to build a kangaroo budgie smugglers.
Take it on tour.
We don't actually have
not one you can smash every show. Like take one to preserve it. Damn awesome. I haven't watched episode 6 yet. Obviously, New Zealand has played episode 6. And people can go and watch that for themselves. We're almost out of time anyway. Actually, we're going over, but when we're having a good time sitting back and chatting, It is. It's, Andy charged for autographs, mate. I tried that and didn't even make $1. Kale, he's still on Cameo making millions. And that's the other thing I noticed, I guess, for all three of you, there's no villain. There's no even, oh, mate, you're a bit of a bitch, aren't you? You know what I mean? Like, it's a raw.
I said that to Amy a lot, but they edited out of the filming.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, you should have taken it on then, man. I'll be the villain, you know?
Yeah. Everyone always remembers the villain.
I don't think they were interested. They could have had one if they wanted to, but
yeah.
No,
it was definitely, mate. It's a very happy edited version of Lego Masters for sure. Yeah. Definitely, they've done that. And then, you know, like, it'd be interesting to see, and we've already talked about it, Amy and Adam, amongst us, that obviously the prize money isn't quite at, you know, the $100,000 level. You get a couple of cars and whatever it was.
Funny thing is, we were told that there was no prize.
So something's better than nothing.
During the audition process.
Yeah.
So I think they weeded out those people that just wanted to, you know, have a crack at making some money. So when they announced there was a prize, it was a pleasant surprise, I guess, because we were expecting nothing.
Yeah.
So I haven't actually worked out what the cost of a Fiat is, but
about $100 secondhand.
Yeah.
The yellow one.
I mean, it's not wildly off. It's maybe it's 60, 70,000. It's you know.
Wasn't there two?
No,
So I'm saying total all up. So 2 cars and voucher.
Oh yeah. It's probably those Fiats are $23,000 each.
Oh, there we go. Yeah.
And you get a nice big fat shopping voucher.
Oh yeah.
Can't complain. I mean, that's a lot of money to spend at a toy shop, but you know.
Yeah, it's an everything. So the warehouse is everything. Okay. Like for Australia, it's like
they got a decent
Kmart, Target, that sort of thing. Yeah.
So if we go onto Facebook Marketplace or Craigslist or whatever you use in New Zealand, we'll find a couple of Fiats, unwanted prize, selling cheap.
Oh, so bloody good. But no, and you know what? It's going to be, like, you can already pick that it's going to be successful. I reckon season 2 is going to be strong for sure. Like, you guys are killing it. It's not just another rinse and repeat type. It's not bad. You know what I mean? Like, it's actually bloody good. So, and that's one of the main reasons I wanted you guys on. You know, and I went out there and asked for you know, to chat with you guys, because I watched the first episode early on and then kind of sped myself up once the Australian one slowed down. I'm glad I did. But yeah, it's definitely, it's like Dan said, that Christchurch show is gonna, you know, open your eyes a little bit.
That's gonna be mental. Yeah, Adam doesn't like crowds. He actually has panic attacks in crowds. So everyone just keep away from Adam.
That's right.
Just stand behind your display.
I loved COVID. I was born for social distance.
Far out. Absolutely awesome. Now, I did not check out for social media. Do you guys have a Instagram that's you want people to follow, or it's just just whatever it is? Okay. So for those of you want to go and meet Amy and Adam,
these guys are the most social media inept couple I know.
Bloody
we'll just put our address up, shall we?
You'll need to
sure.
Your home address.
For coffee.
You can send such things as Lego to.
PO Box 113.
No, they'd give a street address. This is New Zealand. We trust people here.
Yeah, good on you. Yeah, I mean, you know, for the like we said earlier, we'll gene up off air about the internet and the New Zealand internet. You know, for someone that's got the amazing internet as you guys do, we want snail mail.
Yeah.
No, for those, I guess those Kiwis in the chat that will go to the Christchurch show, make sure you do go see Amy and Adam and have a chat. And guys, she's going to get smashed either way, as it is. But it you know, has been good watching you so far up to episode 6. Definitely. We'll see how and what happens from here on. And obviously, you know, we'll chat about and I appreciate, like, Dan, you know, Dan loves us, so he's here every week. But I do appreciate you guys coming on so late New Zealand time and hanging out with us.
Yeah, it was
great. Awesome. I mean, we would not have said no if it had been Maybe if it was like 11 o'clock for us, we might have said no. But yeah, no, this is awesome.
Probably, yeah. No, it's crazy.
Yeah.
It's weird. It's like proper Lego celebrities talking to us. It feels weird.
I know we've faded out now. Where has been? You guys are the new.
I know. We were on the same show, Adam, so we're still celebrities, buddy. Don't worry about these guys.
Jesus. Once again, thanks, guys, and thanks for joining me.
No,